Hi everybody, Sharon from Vivid Days. Just wanted to give you a little recap on this little wall of colour behind me. So this was my 28-day challenge for myself. It is done with acrylics and I set myself that for the month of February. And that was to help me unlock creativity, play with colours, play with concepts, play with designs and see if it inspires other art projects, which it has. Now, I did this purely for myself because I was getting into a place where I wasn't necessarily enjoying art. I've always enjoyed art, but took some time out to get married. Brilliant time in Vegas with my Neil. And then Christmas, and then we went to go on holiday to Australia, and just life got in the way. And then you just self-doubt yourself, and I got myself into a mess in my creative space. I kept buying stuff and dumping it, and I can't work if my room's not tidy. So I've cleansed all that, and there is a video coming, so make sure you do watch that. You'll get to see me spend hours, but for you it'll only be seconds, cleaning up my space and showing you how I condensed it all to try and declutter my life. And I also did it as a bit of art therapy, not because I'm in a bad mental state, but there is a lot going on in the world. There are a lot of challenges. And I've been working very hard at a new place, which I absolutely love, but it's taken a lot, 2 additional hours out of my travel time. So it made it very hard to create. And I thought, come on, Sharon, you can do this. Set yourself a challenge. 28 days to to create and post a video on these mini pieces behind you. Now, I know the designs are not for everybody. It wasn't about the end outcome, but what it was about was letting go, trying to just create what you're feeling like in that day. And I found that creating on small canvases is really hard, especially when it comes to this lady here. So I'm going to talk you through some of the things that I discovered about myself along the way. And I'm just ultimately really proud that I did it. And I'm also missing doing it now, but I couldn't commit to art every day because I am not a full-time artist. That's just a dream for me. I hold a normal everyday job like everybody else, where you have to go and work your 40-hour week, and then you've got your commute, then you've got your family, and you're trying to fit it all in. And I was just procrastinating. But I am flipping my channel. And what I mean by that is I've mentioned it all the way through. Well, not all the way through, because some of my some of my videos to start with were all music, because the idea being art therapy, me to concentrate on it, you to just relax and watch me create. And then I had a request from some loyal subscribers that they enjoy me interacting with them, and I started to add commentary. And when I did add commentary, it was all around unlocking creativity, finding a zen place, exploring new colours, bring brushwork back to my channel, because even though I absolutely love resin, I have an inner battle with the environmental aspects of resin, the health aspects of resin, but also where I want to evolve my channel. My channel was never meant to just be a resin artist. Anyway, I'm going off on content that's for another video, so I'm just going to shut up. But I am wanting to encourage people that can't or feel they can't do brushwork to give it a go. It's a muscle memory. Yes, you can have some basic skills in it, but practice, 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 and you'll learn. And this is what part of this is, practicing and learning and taking it into a new piece, because I am not the matter expert on art. I have not studied it. I'm like a jack of all trades. I like to do lots of different things and hopefully take learns into future pieces. And that's what this is about. Not every one of these will be for everybody's style, but that's just me. I just like to create what I enjoy and push myself. I will always be drawn to oceans. I will always be drawn to sunsets, but I love doing human beings, portraits. I like to do landscape. I like to do just about whatever I feel, and I felt that I was going into a rut in my channel, and I am seeing less people watching my work, but that's okay, because that's what flipping the channel is around. You give content, some people like your content, some people don't, indifferent, but it's about sticking true to self and sticking true to encouraging people. And my channel's always been about encouraging people to give it a go, the knowledge that I have, I'll try and share with you and break it down and hopefully encourage or inspire. So while we're on inspiring, there is a hashtag Sharon Lindley inspired me. And if you can add that to any work that you've done since, if I have inspired you, that will really help my channel, and it helps me, and it's a way of giving back. So thank you to each and every person that's been on this journey. If you're only joining me on this video and seeing this collage, because I think it all belongs together as one, and I love that colour. I'm looking at it over my shoulder there. But if I was to remove anything, as somebody else said, it wouldn't feel like a complete piece. And it was an emotional journey doing this. And there's lots I discovered with each piece. And I think scuffing is the way to go for me and what I really enjoy. But I'll turn you around and I'll flip you? That's bad, isn't it, in some countries? I will flip my camera around. Flip seems to be the word. Bingo, bingo. And I'll talk you through some of my journey. So here we are looking at the collage front forward. You can see 28 days there. My bottom rope keeps falling off. I need to get some proper adhesive to stick it to the wall. It's just got masking tape. Anyway, I'm Sharon, I'm digressing. Each one of these were painted and I was feeling a certain emotion. You'll see that silhouettes becomes a theme and ocean becomes a theme. And the pinks and blues, oh, loving it. But I am trying to work on bringing softer work into my art collection. And what I mean by that is the flower here, the gentle one, the sunset here, this piece here. I absolutely love colour, but I tend to think that I overcommit, and maybe not everybody would love this colour within their house, but for the collage, I just look at it and it makes me smile, because I remember every day when I was thinking, I am so tired, I can't do this. And I'm like, yes, you can, yes, you can. And I know that there's different things for everybody in here. But what I have learned is that I will go back, and such as my butterfly, which I absolutely love the depth in that with the clouds, I'm going to go and work on some fairies and some more butterflies. And the backdrop for the bubbles, absolutely love. Going to try that. And this one here where we've got the cracked looking, it looks like a coaster. I'm going to try that in different colours, but it was just fun letting go. If we start with the top one here, that one was just about creating silhouettes, and I wanted tranquility. I just wanted to go into my zen as I started to recreate. The next one in, you see a silhouette of trees, and that's meant to be an interpretation of Aurora Borealis or Northern Lights. And I was going for the candle approach, but I think next time I'd like to have a go at just blending softly some colours throughout the sky. I mean, space just intrigues me. The fact that we are part of all stars and we belong there, and the beauty that Mother Nature and our universe offers us just blows my mind. Next one along, I really love this piece. I love the sky. I love, let's go in closer, the colours and the reflection on the water. And you can imagine you're in a tropical place, but it's quite harsh with colours, but I love it. It's created a mood. This one you saw me challenging. Oh, Thor's having a little dream. I might have to wake him up. Which is the snow and the trees. Now that one was originally meant to be reflections in the ocean, and it didn't quite work out, and I was going to walk away from it. I thought no, and it ended up being this beautiful winter scene. I think there's a lot of depth in there. Now this cute little bird, really enjoyed doing him, and I think I'm going to explore doing more birds. I just love the rusticness of the backdrop and how he is the centre of it, and all the detail and the colours that come through. This is me trying my oceans, which you know I all love to the oceans, and trying to bring in some soft clouds and trying to have some motion in the ocean, lingo bingo, but without it being just one big wave. So I just wanted it to look like you were looking at, and I really love the gradients in the ocean there, and I think I've captured that churning motion. Back to the universe again, the solar system, working on silhouettes. I am inspired by a wonderful artist called Katie. I can't remember her surname now. That's so bad. I'll put a link in the description. And I saw her working with these colours, and when she was talking about the colours she'd worked with, it's because these are supposed to be very positive colours for your mental well-being. And I am a collector of her work. I absolutely love it, and she definitely inspired this colour scheme. This is my take on it and its silhouettes, and I can see that my space or my universe had definitely improved from, I'm taking you over, this one here. And so week one, really pleased. We're going on to week two now. And again, this was another piece inspired with the colour schemes by Katie, but this was my interpretation of it. And I worked on this piece and it became very bright, like this sunset here. And so I stripped it back and redid it again. And this is you seeing me in the video doing it again. And it wasn't the best day for me for art. I had to really focus. I kept getting pulled out of my creative zone. I think that was Thor and Zeus, if I remember. I just couldn't get in it, and I got really grumpy, but I stuck with it and did it. This one here, channeling my lady, Miss Paula, loves butterflies, and I wanted to get depth with the sky, and I really struggled to start with, self-doubting myself on the wings and the colours, and you even see me really struggle with the flower, and I bring it in right at the end. But that's the one that's inspired me. I'd love to go back and try different butterflies and maybe turn them into, you know, fairies or other mystical creatures. Next 3 are where I just wanted fun. No, it's actually next 4. I wanted fun with colour. I wanted to reduce the stress of creating purposeful art as far as detail. I was going to visit mum and dad up Yorkshire, and so I was just feeling fun. And I love these colours. Now, these colours ended up inspiring a resin piece where I did a collaboration with Wanda from Wanda's Blessed Creation. And people will know from my resin channel that bubbles are part of my artwork, and I revisit them. And I just wanted them to be floating off childhood memories, magical, and I just love these colour schemes. Now, I have to go back and put some gloss over these so the vibrancy will come back out. Chakra, I was really channeling positive energy for all the different areas of your mind, body and soul, and I really enjoy how this one is going down into a little funnel, and it was just fun. I mean, you can play with different tones. I've done one of these within resin and I just wanted to give it a go, and it was just so therapeutic. And then I thought, well, I'm going to bring in some of my dots and just add a little pop to it, so I just think that radiates positive energy. This one is all around art therapy, and normally you would draw your circles and your lines and you would curve off all your edges and then bring any colour into it, but I was still channeling these colours. So for me, I was channeling art therapy, literally art therapy. I wanted to free my mind, I wanted to explore colours, and I wanted to have confidence in myself. So I was channeling those colours, and then I brought my circles and lines in afterwards, and that really helped me work through my inner battles around confidence with my art. And the next one, it wasn't what I envisaged when I first started working. I just knew I wanted to play with these colours, and I was trying one thing, started with circles, and this piece took form. And for me, there is no meaning other than putting positive vibrations out into the world. I just went with it, and it was all about just having fun and relaxing, and again, loving those brush strokes. So I'd had 4 days of gentle art, 2 intense ones where I'd not my confidence a bit, but this helped me get back there. And my final piece was I was channeling Australia and really thinking of kangaroos. And I love this piece. When you look close at any of my work, it never looks great, but when you stand back, I really love the depth of the ocean and how Mr. Kangaroo there becomes centre of the universe. And it was interesting because, again, I'd worked on the ocean and I didn't want to ruin my composition by having the kangaroo, which was freehand drawing, and it was harder than I thought to get the tones in there and get that sense of movement, and the face, because they are quite grumpy looking and they are quite magnificent at the same time. But I think I got him on the beach. So that was end of week 2, and thinking, yay, I'm almost there, let's do this. And I wanted to have a go at a very serene single flower. Originally I was trying to get half the flower and then half the flower reflecting into the water, but it's not what it meant to be. But this is when I really enjoyed the colours that I was working with in Serenity, and really love the rustic backgrounds and building up the layers. And I love to dilute my acrylics like they're watercolours and have some of those colours popping through and soft and blended. And it's not for everybody, but for me, I absolutely loved it. And yellow is definitely a colour that makes me happy, and I added more yellow in there than the maybe it should have been, but this is where it meant to be, and in my world it made sense. I remember people asking me to have a go at doing another stormy one with a lighthouse, and this goes back to one of my first oil paintings that I did, wow, about 8 years ago, and I've got it on my wall, and I wanted to have a go at doing one similar. I can see that my lighthouse is not straight when I'm looking at it now, but this was a joy to create, and the lighthouse really for me pops off. And can you see the little car there? It happened on my first one as well. But love this ocean, and I love that it's all done in Payne's grey, and yeah, Payne's grey and white, two single colours, and what you can create. But yeah, I think the power of the ocean still amazes me. This one just took me on a journey, didn't expect it. It's got a lovely texture to there where I built up my colours and scuffed. And I was originally going to do a different painting, changed my mind, and then I scrubbed it out, and then I came back the next day and used the roughness of the board to help create, I call it a denim texture, but it's not necessarily that for everybody. Oh, my hand's shaking. And then I wanted to have a go at doing some buttons, and I really love the way that they look like that they're pushed in, or you can push them in, or they look like the buttons that are on a settee to me, where they're really 3D and pop. But I don't know why, I just really enjoyed it, and think that there's some texture, or there's something I can do with the pieces for future projects. I just wanted to play with colour again. I wanted to keep it simple. I wanted to look like it's been fixed together, and like you can do it with coasters, but it was all done with acrylic paint because I want to explore, as I mentioned before, doing my art where it's not just resin, but love the colours. And I was set this challenge by the wonderful little Lulu. These are really weird birds, but really beautiful birds. They're quite endangered, and I found it challenging to get the I think the detail in the face and the emotion, and the challenge for me was I painted it as though it was a dark, rainy day, or should I say a grey day. And then it was very hard for me to bring the bird forward. But I got there, and I ended up using some pens, which are acrylic pens, to help me get there, which I absolutely loved. And then over to an ocean again. I wanted to provide myself a tranquil place again, because that bird was really harsh. It took me hours. But I stuck with it until I got a look that I was happy with, whereas this one was just a pleasure. And I just love the serenity get from this piece, and how it looks like it's just breathing in and breathing out the ocean. Lovely. It's very similar to one I did on a bigger canvas, but I wanted to see, could I bring serenity to a mini one? Now, this little lad here was referenced on the internet. You can see lots of photos with this frog all over the place. And I used to have a passion for frogs stroke toads and collect them when I was younger. But this is and I used to paint them in oils. First time I've revisited it in, again, about 8 years. But I used these acrylic pens, and it blew my mind because you could blend with them on the canvas. And I just think he looks so funny and quirky, and I love the vibrancy of the colour and his expression of his face, and I really loved that. I was really proud of it. I mean, I'm proud of them all for different reasons, and different people will enjoy different things. So that's 3 weeks into my project, and first time I'd really used green in a considerable chunk in the picture, but loved it. And I find that I connect when painting animals quite easily, but enjoyably. And then I thought, okay, Sharon, let's step it up. And I wanted to create a dancer, so she is designed to be that way, but I wanted to keep it in balance with my shape. Now, I wanted to create the sense of movement in her dress, the power, and for you to tell that this is a Spanish dancer. And I used to do a lot of dances in oil painting, and Spanish dancing or dramatic poses always draw my attention. But this was the first time I've done one since I did my oil painting 8 years ago. And she was a pleasure to work on up until I got to a hand. And I think when you're working with canvases this small, you've got to stop trying to perfect your hand and just see it as a suggestion that there's a hand, and not put a lot of focus on it. But the discovery as well for me is, even though you're using a very tiny brush, the minute it touches that canvas, you've already left that mark, and it's not so forgiving on smaller canvases. But I do love it. Let me put her on the right side. I think I can tell it's a person in Spanish accent. Look at the movement in that dress. Lush. Now this was a funny one. I was meant to be showing you how I do my peacock feathers on my big pieces. I normally do them different colours, like this might be pink, this might be purple, this might be blue, because I like it to look like the shake in the tail feathers. But because of the composition and way they are, I did them in 3, split it out. It looks like some kind of weird poodle stroke alien dog looking at you, but he's so cute and he makes me smile. He took me on a journey. It's not what I was going to go on, but you still get to see how I create my eyes, all-seeing eyes for my peacock feather. Absolutely love him. I wanted to do mixed media. I am exploring art journaling, and I just felt like I wanted to carry this over. So I had a play with colour. I knew I wanted to work with citruses and lemons, and really enjoyed those colours. And it took me on a journey where I didn't know it was going to take me, and I just enjoyed building it up with a little bit of napkin, a little bit of stenciling, a little bit of stamping, some positive affirmation words, and then some brushwork behind it. But again, look on the bright side and believe in yourself. Positive affirmations, and that's what this journey's been about. I stuck with a similar colour scheme. I wanted to revisit another flower. This one looks like folk art to me. I'd love your thoughts on that. But yeah, I enjoy drawing flowers, so I think I might do some on bigger canvases and have some fun. But I wanted it to look quite rustic. I think the yellow really helped pop that purple out there. It was fairly easy to do. The hardest part for me was just getting the background right how I wanted it, and the stalks. That's, again, it's just because I'd overcommitted with the size of my flower, and that's the theme for this small mini project, overcommitting. And then I created this storm live. So if you want to know how I broke that down, have a little look. But it's very similar to another piece I did. It's mainly Prussian blue and Payne's grey and white. And I think it was channeling to what was happening in the world, and where everybody's at, and sending love to people out there that are going through such a tragic time at the minute. And then I wanted to bring the next day some tranquility back to my world, and I wanted a place of zen where we could pretend that what's going on in the world isn't going on in the world, and maybe you'd want to take a walk with me on this beach. And it was just really nice building up a flat ocean, but still trying to put life in there, and still trying to make it look like you'd want to take a walk down there. So love the clouds, love everything about it. And then the final thing I was challenging for the end of it was a new dawn, a new beginning. I wanted to work on a dramatic silhouette where this majestical creature is looking out into the world and the new horizon, the new dawn, and a new beginning. And hopefully we will all be in a place where we can reflect on a new beginning when everything settles down in the world and people can just live their life without the fear and worry that's going on currently. I hope you don't mind me taking you on this little journey and run through. If you've not watched my back catalogue on all of these, I've put links in my description. Have a little look at that journey. And if you are going to embark on a 28-day challenge, remember, hashtag Sharon Lindley inspired me. It helps me find your work so I can go and have a little look. And hopefully you'll inspire me and I'm inspiring you. But thank you so much. Thumbs up, subscribe, share, comments are always welcome. Have an amazing day, and I cannot wait to show you what will come through in my art over the next year when doing little projects like this and art journaling. Anyway, bye bye.